What's the idol about? It's literally the show has one interesting character, and that's Lily Rose Depp's character. But for some reason, they refuse to focus on her. It's mainly The Weeknd being a fucking weirdo. Yeah, spread that tight little pussy for me. Yeah, now my cock's in your mouth. Well, you're choking on it. Yeah, now you're choking on it. Like, that's half of the fucking show. And for some reason, the director very openly just has the show as just fetish material for himself. There is not a single goddamn scene in that show where Lily Rose Depp does not have her titties out. Even when she's in public, she still is wearing basically a see-through top with no bra. Even in public in the show. There is no scene in that entire show where Lily Rose Depp has her tits covered. It is actually just softcore porn that the director made, and The Weeknd is a creepy weirdo in. There's just nothing to it. Exhibit Shane. Alright, I'll get into it real quick. I was going to do another video on the idol, but I'm just going to wait till it's done. Episode 3 got so fucking unhinged. So, spoilers, I don't think anyone gives a fuck. No one's really watching the show. I don't think anyone cares. The Idol episode 3. It's once again just fetish material for the director to jerk off to. But at the very end, they're having like this dinner. And The Weeknd's there with his whole crew. Lily Rose Depp is there with a couple of her friends. And one of Lily Rose Depp's friends pitches that she should make a picture with cum on her face, her album cover. Which is like, oh, that's goofy. And she's like, no, I kind of want to be taken seriously. And he's like, why? Just use this picture of cum on your face for your album cover. It's provocative. You'll be a real bad girl. This is good for us. This is good for everybody. And she's like, no, I really want to be taken seriously. So then The Weeknd's like, but why? And then he gets like really deep. I won't bore you with most of the details. Eventually it culminates with her revealing that her mother, who has died, was abusive and used to beat her with a hairbrush to keep her in line and to keep her making hit songs. And she's in a bit of like a creative rut. So The Weeknd's like, so do you think your mom beating you with that hairbrush led to your great art? And she's like, yeah, I think in some way. And she's fucking crying her eyes out now. And he's like, do you think it was worth it because the songs were so good? And she's like, yeah, well, I guess. So then he goes, I shit you not, do you still have that hairbrush? So she goes and gets the hairbrush, and the episode ends with him beating the fuck out of her with the hairbrush. She's crying and wailing, and then she eventually says thanks. It's diabolical. He turns the trauma into like a sexual fetish thing for himself and convinces her that it's good for her artistic process. And then she says thanks. It's fucking crazy. Was he beating her or was it sexual? Sexual for him, not so much for her. She was legitimately crying her fucking eyes out, screaming and wailing. Because he even says, like, get ready, I'm going to hurt you. And then just starts beating her with the hairbrush, making her relive the childhood trauma that her mom put her through. But for him, it's like a sexual thing. It seems, because he's just a fucking weirdo. No, it's crazy. Someone put this in the chat, and I think this is an interesting talking point. Do you think that's some Illuminati shit and he's trying to tell people that's what they do? The whole message of the show, I believe at one point was supposed to be the mistreatment of idols in Hollywood and like these parasites that prey on them and fuck them up. Like, I think that's the talking point it wanted to deliver. But during production, they fired the original visionary behind it, and The Weeknd took over. It wasn't just The Weeknd. They replaced her. They then went in a different direction. I think they said they didn't want it to be too much of a female perspective or something. I can't quite remember the quote. And they took that message and they turned it into, here's just actual softcore porn and fetish shit, and that's it. Because there's no deeper message so far. There isn't. He's a cult leader, and it's literally only the sexual aspects of the cult, and that's it. There's no bigger statements yet. It's actually just a softcore porn production that the director and The Weeknd have made for themselves to jerk off to. It's so weird. I don't know what they were thinking with it. But there are moments that are fun bad. Like I said in my first video about it, there are moments in that show that are fun bad. Everything The Weeknd says and does is unintentionally the most unhinged comedy ever. For example, in episode 3, he's picking out her clothes for her. He's supposed to be like controlling every aspect of her life because he's a manipulative cult leader, sex savant. He's picking out her clothes. And there's a guy, one of the workers there, is showing some clothes and he's like, this would look pretty good if you want to try this. The Weeknd goes up to him, he's like, look at her again. Fucking look at her again. Fucking look at her again. I saw you. If you fucking look at her again, I'll drag your ass down Rodeo Drive and fucking curb stomp you. Look at her again. And like that's his energy. But it doesn't work well because it's so over the top goofy. Like absurdly goofy. These are the bits, Gus. How is his acting? So a lot of people criticize his acting. I will say it's not great, but it's not as bad as everyone's saying. I think he learned from like YouTuber acting tutorials because everything he does is so big. It's so over the top. This motherfucker wears a trench coat like The Undertaker. Like, everything he does is on the nose and grand. Like, he doesn't just deliver a line, he lives the line. So it's so campy. But I wouldn't even say that it's, like, bad acting. It's just so dramatic. All the time. Thanks, Arisa Lost Kids. You forgot the jerk off scene. Oh yeah, and that same scene I was talking about where he's like, look at her again. Fucking look at her again. He eventually raw dogs her in the dressing room in front of everyone in the store, mind you. And then he's about to come and she's like, no, don't come inside me. No, don't come inside me. So she like pulls up her panties and walks away and he's like, now what? She's like, you'll figure it out. So then he jerks himself off and he's like, oh! Ah! In the dressing room as he's like coming. It's a crazy show. Thanks, the reset bet. I don't know why The Weeknd even agreed to do this, man. This is like a reputational ruiner. It's so cringe. Maybe pseudo. Interesting idea, though. You forgot him eating her out in the backseat. That's just more of what I was saying, like it's all just a fetish for the director. On the way to the store in a convertible, The Weeknd is just eating out Lily Rose Depp in the backseat. And then, like, in front of paparazzi. Well, no, he finishes eating her out once the paparazzi gets there, that he called. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. It's so stupid. He probably just sees it as his way into acting. I mean, this is a big show, or it was hyped up to be a big show. It's flopping because it's not very good. But I have no doubt that he really thought this was his acting break. Like, this was his big ticket into acting. Thanks to the gift sub cannon. I feel bad for Lily Rose Depp. I don't know who convinced her to take this role, but I really think they just killed her whole career with this one. I don't know how you bounce back from this one. The Weeknd still got music to fall back on. She's got just acting. And this is a huge blemish. Her parents are rich, she'll be fine. Yeah, true. True. She'll probably still land roles. The show is also littered with his music to talk about jerking himself off. Oh, yeah. By the way, after he beats her with the hairbrush to relive her childhood trauma that her mom inflicted on her, the episode ends with a Weeknd song playing. It's so goofy. It's so fucking tragic. Yeah, he plays his own music throughout the entire show. Yeah, episode 4. Did it? It didn't come out yet, did it? I can't remember. Let me check. Yeah, episode 4 came out this Sunday, and episode 5's next Sunday. I haven't seen episode 4 yet. Probably end up watching that tomorrow or Friday. I saw a clip from it, though. I already know what to expect. I already knew this was coming. She made a remix to one of the songs, well, her only new song in the show. And since she was, like, in love with The Weeknd, she starts rubbing an ice cube on her pussy and shit, and then she's, like, moaning into the mic to try and make it really sexual. So I saw a clip from episode 4 where in order to replicate that in the studio, she just has The Weeknd basically fucking her in there, so she's moaning on the track. Or something like that, I'm pretty sure. It's fucking nuts. Show's crazy. In, like, the weirdest way. That's not true. I saw the clip on Twitter. What do you mean? It's him, like, rubbing up and grinding on her and, like, dry humping her while she's going, ah, 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 on the track. You're absolutely lying. She didn't do that. Is that clip not real? You know what? Here, I'm going to scrub through it just to prove you wrong real quick. Or prove them wrong, I guess. Let's see. Because that is the song in the, I'm looking at it right now. I am literally watching it right now. Why are you telling me it's wrong? I am literally watching this happen. He is grinding on her. He is currently grabbing her ass. Now he's dry thrusting a little bit. What are you talking about? I am literally watching it. Like, it's not like he's like raw dogging or anything. But yeah, no, that was the scene. I'm watching it again. This wait, why is there more scenes of this? They're doing it again. This one's much more egregious. Now he's fingering her as she's singing the track. What the fuck are you talking? Why are you telling me I'm wrong? I'm literally watching it. Oh my god. This is so much worse than the first Twitter clip. She's also blindfolded, by the way. Like it's a game of pin the tail on the donkey. And not only that, not only is this for the track, she is singing it in front of all of her friends. And people that she considers family. Now he's grabbing her titty. Like, through the dress. In front of the record label, who's all getting uncomfortable. I can't believe you were telling me I'm wrong. I am actually watching this now. It is always so shameful. You just come in here and fucking tell lies. Now you made me have to go and spoil this for myself. Now I won't get to experience that for the first time again. Which one of you said that? What was your name again? You just ruined that for me now. Have you seen the virtual Mars experiment? No, not yet. Jay talked about it a minute ago. Show the clip? Yeah, I'll just get banned instantly. Legitimately so quick. True, Tabby. Thanks for your sub, Cameron and Senpai. And the resub Greg. Yeah, Tiana's playing more Persona 5. No, I haven't seen the new Only Up record yet. I know Distortion just got it, though. You see all the items being put up for charity? No. Did